Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Pipe Bomb Sessions. This weekend is the Super Bowl. That's right, Super Bowl 60 is coming. Now we are here. This whole week, we're going to get the fan experience started. Of course, Levi Stadium is hosting the Super Bowl. We got the halftime show with Bad Bunny. And, of course, we got two teams that have been here before. And, of course, the New England Patriots. We all know who led them here many times. We got some new faces in Mike Vrabel, who's coaching his young quarterback, Drake May, in the big game. And on the opposite side, we got another younger head coach, Mike McDonald. And who's he bringing to the dance? A guy the New England Patriots know pretty damn well, don't they? And Sam Darnold. But this is not the same Sam Darnold from the New York Jets. This ain't the guy who was first seeing ghosts against this very Patriots team in New York. This man has turned his career, to say the least, completely around. And man, have the Seahawks this year made quite a run. And Sam Darnold has been, to say the least, pretty damn good and a big part of it, ain't he? Now, man, let's really get to some breakdowns. Before I officially choose on who can win this game, I really have to look into it a little bit deeper, right? I mean, at first, yes, totally agree. Maybe I did think, Seattle was gonna roll all over the Patriots. But you really gotta break it down and think about it, right? The Pats, as quote-unquote easy of a schedule, as easy of even opponents in the playoffs they face, let's just say, they're still here. They still made it to the big dance. In my opinion, if you got handed an easy schedule, you got handed something that you're supposed to take advantage of it. Because if you don't, then that's on you. The Patriots did exactly what they were asked for. Mike Vrabel's a good head coach. He did exactly what he was asked for. This team turned it completely around, and they took advantage of exactly what they're supposed to. I mean, you got an easy schedule. You got handed something spoon-fed, I like to say. You eat it. You take advantage of it. That type of deal, right? And the Patriots did exactly that. There's nothing wrong with it. I get it. A lot of people are discrediting this team because of that simple fact. However, the Patriots know how to be in the Super Bowl. The Seahawks, of course, the last time they met the Pats in the Super Bowl, I mean, they should have ran the damn ball at the one with fucking Beast Mode himself, right? But they didn't. Malcolm Butler came up with the pick. Game over. And that's what she wrote. I think the Seahawks definitely remember how that went down. And this team is as good, if not better, than that defense that showed up that year. I mean, shoot. They literally were ranked right below the Houston Texans in defensive EPA per play during the whole season. That is insane. That is a very good defense. That defense can attack you in a plethora of different ways, right? They can make a QB's life a living hell quite easily, in my opinion. And man, they're going to have to show it. I get it, though. People are going to say, hey, that Seahawks defense didn't look the same last week when Matt Stafford and company came to town. I agree. They let up over 470 yards. I get it. But that's a one-off. I mean, how many times have we seen the Seattle Seahawks defense do that and let them get taken advantage of, honestly speaking? Not a lot. And I get it. Let's flip sides real quick, right? Let's flip sides. The New England Patriots. You got a fresh, a new second-year QB coming in. You got a veteran, an ex-Patriot himself, Mike Vrabel, as a coach, right? The New England Patriots haven't done too shabby for themselves either, though. I mean, their defense has been, you can say it's been improved quite significantly, especially in the playoffs. They've only allowed, a playoff best of 8.7 points per game. That is insane. I get it, though. You faced injury-riddled teams. You faced a backup quarterback in the process. A lot is to say, but that doesn't take away from the fact that the defense did their job. I mean, Milton Williams, like he's a beast on that D line. The way the Patriots, in order to keep this game onto their side and take advantage, is they need to get after Darnold. They need to make this not into an offensive matchup, but instead they need to make this game close and into a defensive battle. They need to make Sam Darnold uncomfortable back there. Take away some weapons. I don't know if you could really take away JSNs, but you can limit him. That's the best way to attack that man, because that guy, my goodness, is there better and smoother route running than his, right? Like his cutting, his route running, the way he just kind of moves around the field and gets open is amazing to me. That's great. He is gonna be a stud for years to come. And you just gotta somehow neutralize Kenny Walker. They don't got Zach Charbonnet, obviously, so it's a one-man show in the backfield. You don't have to worry about them switching on and off. That's a big advantage, I think, for the Patriots. Seattle was running that kind of offensive system very well throughout the season, throughout the playoffs. Just, putting in Kenny, then putting in Zach. It worked for them, right? Now, the thing with the Patriots, though, is if they could get after Darnold, if they can get that defense to really turn it up a notch, turn it up a level, and make this into like a Super Bowl 53 repeat, where obviously they beat the Rams, the Patriots, and it was a pure defensive matchup, and my goodness, was it. It was a 13-3 game, right? That's not what we expected out of that matchup. That's not what we look forward to. Last year, of course, we saw the Eagles in the Chiefs game. We saw the Eagles' dominant defense take advantage of somewhat injury-riddled or just not as good put together O-line of the Chiefs. They got to Mahomes, made him a little uneasy. Mahomes started turning over the ball. Next thing you know, the Chiefs are now getting blown out. The Patriots cannot get into that situation. I understand that this man, Drake May, has gotten sacked 5 times in every single game in the playoffs. That is not going to work, because if he keeps getting sacked, I get it. He could use his legs. He could do whatever, this and that. But they're just not going to be able to make explosive plays. They're going to need explosive plays against this Seattle defense. That's how you beat the Seahawks defense. Explosive plays, make them kind of scramble when they don't need to. That's kind of how, Matt Stafford and company put up over 450 or 70 yards of offense, total yards, against them last week, right? Or a couple weeks ago. That is kind of what they need to do again, in my opinion, in order to really, I'm not saying, Drake May and company and they have to go for 400 yards. You just got to keep in the game. Keep in the game. If it's a defensive struggle, just move the ball. Take the points where needed. Do not. I get it. It's the big game, Super Bowl, but take points where they are needed. We have seen too much in this playoffs this year already where points have not been taken, and it comes back to bite them in the end of the day, end of the game, man. And it's honestly, it sucks, because a lot of matchups could be different. A lot of things could be handled differently. We don't know. Now, let me flip it back on Seattle's side, right? Seattle, first 2 playoff games, they were averaging about 36 points a game. Goddamn. So, 36 points per game they get in. You got, obviously, a Patriots defense coming in. They can generate pressure for sure. But that's undermining Seattle's O-line, in my opinion. Seattle's O-line is, in my opinion, much better than the Patriots O-line. Patriots O-line, we've seen it struggle to keep Drake May standing and just giving Drake May even time at times. And that Seattle pass rush, man, they're no joke. They will get after him. We saw them make Matt Stafford's life a living hell back there. The difference is, of course, Drake May can use his legs. He can use his legs to get out of there, get a running start. Now, Do I think do I think Seattle by any means is going to get a blowout win? Do I think by any means the Patriots are going to get a blowout win? Absolutely not. I actually think this game, both teams are going to make it a lot closer than we expect. I am actually going to say that this is going to be a 31-28 or 31-27 game, leaning towards Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. That's right. I'm putting my money on Mr. Darnold. He's proven to me that this man is legit. He knows how to handle that offense. I understand that, there's still doubters out there because of who he's faced and what he's done. But man, we've gone through a whole, not just one, but 2 seasons of Darnold taking teams to 14 wins. And this year, he even got over the hump of facing teams and beating them. And, Darnold's played well. That's the thing. He doesn't seem like he's nervous back there. Of course, the way the Patriots are going to keep in this game and keep fighting is to make Darnold nervous, force him into bad situations. But in my opinion, I just don't see them locking down JSN completely. I think Kenny Walker is going to be a little bit neutralized in the run game, but Kenny Walker, one of his biggest things that he can do is catching the football out of the backfield. That is one of Kenny's X factors, and I think that is huge for the Seahawks. That is going to be very, very big, in my opinion. I don't know, man. I think the Patriots, they struggle to score touchdowns at the end of the day in the red zone. The red zone efficiency's 22nd. That's not going to win you big games when it comes to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? That's not going to do it for the next level. Now, I'm not saying by any means that, oh, hey, they're not going to be able to score touchdowns. If they start scoring touchdowns, this is how you do it. The Patriots, like I said, they got to slow Kenny Walker down in the run game. If you let Darnold do whatever the hell he wants, run this play action, oh man, this is going to be a blowout very quickly because that play action and Darnold, he knows what he's doing with it. Kenny Walker, he's a hard runner. He's a power back. He knows kind of how to, put his shoulder down, just go through people. They got Milton Williams, though. Milton Williams is a tough dog. That man for sure is going to be a difference maker. And of course, on the Patriots' other end is their freaking stud of a corner in Christian Gonzalez, who, in my opinion, I think a lot of people are going to be thinking that, yeah, Christian Gonzalez is going to come in, shadow JSN here, lock him down. I just don't think JSN is going to get shadowed. And the reason being is simply enough, Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak is going to make various crazy different ways to get JSN the ball because he knows that's his playmaker. That's his guy. So, all right, let's see how Clint Kubiak can kind of get JSN going and how does he get the Seattle Seahawks to use their weapons as best they can. Of course, the only caveat of where I'm going to say this game could change is if Clint is looking ahead. We know that he is the top candidate to get that Vegas job for the Raiders. We know that I'm sure he's thought about it. And we know that he said, hey, I'm not talking about that, not thinking about that game. I'm thinking about the Super Bowl, which is exactly the mindset you go for. But we've seen this happen in the past where some candidates look ahead to their head coaching gig and they're they just sometimes lose the present. If Clint Kubiak somehow loses his eye on the ball, Patriots are going to take advantage. But I just don't see it because, as I mentioned, man, the Seahawks team has really ran it absolutely phenomenally, right? I don't doubt them. I actually think this could be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like last year's Super Bowl. I expect both teams to make it close. However, at the end of the day, I am going to pick the Seattle Seahawks to be hosting up that Lombardi Trophy, baby. I think it's Darnold's year. It's Darnold's time. If Drake May does lose, I do not see him I do not see him not returning. I mean, hey, like your second year in and you already made it there. Hey, let's see if you can make it again in a few years. I just don't think this is his time. Yes, that team has been good. Yes, they turned their season completely around after losing 13 plus games last year. Yes, I get it. Their defense has became much more consistent, much more fierce. But at the end of the day, we've seen Seattle's defense be exactly the same story throughout not only the regular season, but the playoffs themselves. I fully expect Seattle to win this game. It's going to be a banger. And honestly, guys, tell me your thoughts. What do you guys think is going to be the result of this game? Who you guys rooting for? Do you guys really think Darnold's going to finish his story, or does Drake May and the New England Patriots, are they starting a brand new dynasty with a new head coach and a new quarterback at the helm? Man, I can't wait. I'm excited. Let's see how this football season is going to come to an end for sure. And I just want to hear some thoughts. What do you guys think are going to happen with some of the previews and the trailers we're going to see? I'm looking forward to Avengers Doomsday trailer myself. But hey, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. As usual, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys after the Super Bowl.